So, welcome again. We are living our life with some pleasure, some pain, some duality, and a conflict. That life seems to be with more tragedy and no comedy at all. If we analyze our entire life, we find there are more tragedy every day. So our master says that we do not know our real nature. Why there is a ignorance of the real self. And then what is real self? So real self is the subtlest and still it is all pervading. One consciousness. So in order to know, for example, the material world, the physics says, oh, this is matter, then it says matter is neither created nor destroyed. Whatever the amount of gold is present in the universe, it will continue to be so. So that is what one way. No, but the matter consists of molecules. You see that we create a concept in the science also to understand the same follows, because the intellect has to follow a knowledge. So this molecules, and then molecules are made up of atoms. Atom is made up of, we say, electron, proton, and neutron. During the last 100 years or so, we say that this electron, proton, and neutron atom, these electron, proton, and neutron behave like a particle and also behave like a wave. You see the concepts. So we go into the subtler level. And then it's all waves. So wave is nothing but energy. Then we say energy is nothing but electromagnetic wave. And then we enter into a specialized branch of physics, what we say quantum physics. Have you seen the quanta? No. You cannot see. Now compare this. What is real self? So we say that real self is none of the three bodies that we have covered. Then we say this real self is none of these 5 sheaths, 5 covering is there. Science says this solid is a myth. Solid is not true. Why? Because solid is a matter. Go back to the last. It is quanta. It is energy. But I feel it is a solid. Why I feel it? Because I touch with the sense organ. That is one layer of knowledge. When we go deeper, we find another layer of knowledge. Compare it. So real self is none of these 5 sheaths. And we will also cover this real self is none of the 3 states. Then what is left? Only left is real self. So real self, then we will define the real self and we will see whether we are there or not. But in the meantime, we have a challenge that, science says the solid is a myth. But I feel, well, this is solid. Yes, at the level of knowledge received by the sense organ, it is solid. But at the level of the intellect, this solid is myth. So the concept, we also have the same concept. So we have the concept of truth, we have a concept of mithya, means the false, and we have a concept of untruth. So we are very clear that truth is all pervading. It is independent. It exists all the time. It exists everywhere. It is beyond the time and the space. And the false that appears to exist, but it does not. This appears to exist, but it is not. Solid. Solid is a myth. Can I live into that awareness that this body is false? The false does not mean that it is not there. Are you getting it? Yes, I'm getting it. I'm more intelligent than you. No, it's not a question of being intelligent. It's a question of being aware. You may have the highest IQ. Chances are that those who have higher IQ, then majority of them, commit suicide. They have a higher IQ. So don't go for a higher IQ. No, I'm just joking, and also it is a fact. So understand, so our masters have clarified that we have to sharpen this intellect not for the sake of IQ, but we have to drop the impurities of the mind so that this intellect can work in the field of knowledge and we realize our real self. Real self, yes. So, if we go a little deeper, or let us start from the same, I'm revising it. Sthul Sharir, the physical body. Remember all the time, the physical body has a material cause, 5 elements, and an efficient cause. So there are 2 causes, the efficient cause. I told you, the maker of the mouse is the efficient cause of the mouse. And the material cause is plastic. Plastic, chip, semiconductor. Some kind of semiconductor is also, I believe so. I don't remember. So the physical material cause of this physical body is the 5 elements. But the efficient cause is something else which the science has yet to understand. That is why, with the protein, carbohydrate, they cannot create any living being. No, I produced my son. Forget about it. You produced your son. Where is the efficient cause? Same thing. Then the cause of this physical body is the, what we say, subtle body. The subtle body consists of 5 sense organs, 5 motor organs, 5 prana, the 5 functional energy, and then the mind and intellect, almost 17 parts. Why I started? I started atom, then electron, proton, and neutron. And the science has discovered that there are 32 more parts into the atom. Do you know that? After that, they went into that it is acting like a wave. So what we are doing, subtle body is the cause of the physical, and the subtle body also has a material cause and efficient cause. Material cause, 5 subtle elements. Efficient cause, past impressions, past karma. So hold on to this. We are going to open up that, how this past karma and the past impressions that we have saved in our mind, in the causal body, in the causal body. Third is the causal body. Karan Shariram. It is beginningless. It is incomprehensible. Incomprehensible. And it is the nature of ignorance. Ignorance means that I do not know. The entire journey says that if you don't know, let me know it. I don't have time. Can you give me a single practice so that I can reach to the highest level? Okay, here is a practice. And so after a few weeks, they say, no, this practice is not working. Or my mind is not working on this practice. So I have a guy in India who is a millionaire who told me that, this practice is not working. So he used to do 5 sessions a week. I gave him 50 practices on 50 days. He said, none of these practices works. I said, now is the time to think. Either the practice is wrong, the knowledge of the Eastern wisdom is wrong, or you are wrong. We don't pay attention to this. No, I'm always right, That comes from the causal body. You have seen a lot of people in the family also. I'm always right. So that comes from the causal body, or you can say directly the ego. But one thing very important to understand, people miss it. This physical body or the 3 bodies are false. This is one way to reach to the real self. So should I leave this physical body, commit suicide, and I will find my real self? No. So this false is a manifestation of the knowledge. Manifestation of the knowledge, manifestation of the real self. Mithya, false, is the manifestation of a knowledge. You are Sam. So existence brought the parts together intelligently, is the manifestation and the expression of a knowledge. Entire world is the manifestation of a knowledge. So we drop the idea coming from the science that the solid, liquid, and the gas are simply the myth. No, it is the manifestation of the knowledge. Entire world is the manifestation of the knowledge. Anesthesia is a manifestation of knowledge. So should I hate? Should I like? Should I dislike? Answer is no. Knowledge has no likes and dislikes. That is the point I want to make it today. So once we understand that, then we say, yes, we are none of these 5 sheaths. And I told you, pay attention, who is speaking? But fact is, just start analyzing. The outermost layer is the Annamaya Kosha, the food sheath. Oh, this protein, carbohydrate, and these chemicals forms the lips and the larynx and the tongue. Are they speaking? No, they cannot speak. It's purely matter. No, but its a movement is affected by the second sheath, prana, pranamaya kosha, energy sheath. Where there is a change, there is energy. That's a simple definition of the prana. Yadvai praniti sa prana. So let me find out. My first sheath is not speaking, it is aiding, manifesting. Energy sheath, that is also not speaking. Third sheath is the mind. Mind has a desire to speak. Also, desire prompts the energy that uses the larynx and the lips and the tongue. That's why I'm expressing it. Oh, yes. But who takes the decision? The fourth sheath, the intellect, and the I thought. Now see the ignorance. What is the fifth sheath? Is the ignorance. If I feel that you are different from me, that is ignorance. You feel that you don't know the real self and still you have the real self, that is ignorance. Are you getting it? Yes, I'm getting it. My IQ is very high. Well, I already told you that guy who said, my consciousness does not allow me to meditate. My space inside the restroom does not allow me to enter into the restroom. This is what you are saying. What a great IQ you have. So that is why we have to follow it regularly, step by step, to understand it. Did it happen to you anytime? The space in the bedroom did not allow me to enter into the bedroom. Our masters have answered every question. 5 koshas. I'm transitioning from the 5 koshas to one of the most important aspect, the subtler aspect, is the 5 sense organs and the 5 motor organs. Not going into the biology or anatomy and physiology, but understanding from the point of view of Eastern wisdom. So here there is another word that we should be very clear. In the entire Eastern wisdom, the word God has different meaning. So in this journey, when we use the word God, we say God sense. We say the faculty. We say that it is a functional power which is not seen, but we know it. How can you say that? Are you listening to me? Yes. Who is responsible for listening? My physical ears. Are you sure? Is it the physical ear is purely a material thing? There must be a consciousness present in order to listen to me at this moment. Am I right? Say yes. If you don't say yes, then you will say the same thing. Consciousness does not allow me to go to the space, does not allow me to go into the restroom. Consciousness does not allow me to meditate. Now, I'm not making a fun, but we have to understand, we have to be very clear. And those people who are not seeker, they will leave the session. So let them leave. Eastern wisdom is very clear about this. So I'm talking about that God world. Let me give you another example. Have you seen the flute? Flute, an instrument of music. Is there any sound in the flute? But when you blow the air, the sound comes. Subtle aspect. That is God. That God is present in every 5 sense organ and every 5 motor organs. Sometimes you have seen the, oh, your eyes look so bright. And the guy says, I'm blind. Functional, subtle power, manifestation of that consciousness through the material medium is what the God is. One understanding of the God. We'll go to the, and that subtle functional power is present everywhere. It's a common. I have one big administrator in India. So, his hairs on the ears grows so fast. So he used to identify with the big hairs. And his hairs, used to grow about 5 or 6 inches. So while talking, he used to twist his hairs to point out, see my big hairs on the ears. Unnecessary. How much I can tell you in these 40 years. Functional aspect, the functional power of the sense organs. And the functional powers of the motor organs, they are given a different name. Are you listening to me? Yes. Very good. Let me create a vacuum. Now go to the science for a while. In a vacuum, you cannot hear me. Even if you can see my lips are moving. So it means that space is a medium. It has a functional power. We say, no, I have heard you. You criticized me. You have not gone deeper. How did you hear me? Are you getting it? So sense organs, their powers and the function has been explained to keep our focus on the discovery of the real nature. The masters convey the message how to discover that subjective reality. Take the same example, matter, molecules, atom, electron, proton, neutron, then energy, wave, electromagnetic field, quantum physics. So once we have a base, so what are these 5 sense organs? So the master answers, these 5 sense organs we are fully aware. Ears, skin, tongue, nose, and eyes are 5 sense organs of perception. 5 gateway of knowledge. 5 instruments of knowledge. So it is a physical instrument. That's why I'm able to see the physical world. Can it see the subtle world? Can any of the sense organs see your thought, feeling? That is why we say it is a subtle body. Subtle body is the mind. I used to say that these sense organs are one-sided windows. They do not open inside, they always open outside. So now, what are the 5 deities of these 5 sense organs? Five deities, the functional power of these 5 sense organs, the space for the ears, air for the skin. If the air is not there, you cannot feel the sense of touch. You are my honey and we hug each other. Remove the air. You see the truth? Let me be tough. Your sexual pleasure is gone. And for that we make a 6-pack. We want to become beautiful. What is this all stuff? No, I'm just, think of this. Think properly. Contemplate and reflect, and you will see, oh, what is this? Where I'm living. Am I living in delusion? Anyhow, the space for the ears, air for the skin, the sun for the eyes. Sun here means the light. The water for the tongue, and the earth for the nose. So that earth, when we use the word earth, it is the functional power of the earth. It is the functional power of the air. Are you getting it? Let me make it easy. Oxygen is air. Nitrogen is air. Carbon dioxide is air. So air is a common. That is the functional power. That manifested in the form of oxygen, carbon dioxide, nitrogen, etc., etc., etc. Did you see that? That is the way the Master is demanding us to understand. The space of the ears, remove the space, you cannot hear. Remove the air, forget about the sensation of touch. Remove the water, you cannot taste anything. Think. Water means, saliva. Remove it. You cannot taste anything. This food is very tasty. God is responsible for your taste. You are not. Because that is present everywhere, so we say it is a God. I like this physical event, any physical event, these 5 sense organs that gives you the knowledge. I am not able to experience anything if these 5 gods are not there. I go to that restaurant, I always like that food. But before that, you understand that water is responsible. I hear a good music. Really? Space is responsible. You stand nowhere. Our ego drops down. So we will pick up There are 3 layers of manifestation of these gods. Physical, subtle is godly, and then the spiritual, we say it is pure consciousness. Just to give before we do the practice, earth, take the earth. It is because of that earth element, physical earth, you can say the earth is matter, physical entity. So when we taste, that earth element is the subtle. Can you see the taste? You feel it, you experience it. In the presence of the consciousness, but from where? In the presence of the consciousness. So ultimately, that earth element, subtle level, merges into the spiritual consciousness. That is what the pure consciousness. Everything is coming from the real self. Is your mind thinking that, what the heck, you're talking to me? Yes. When we are not a seeker, we think like this. Let us start our journey. Eyes are closed and body is steady. Mind is facing within. I think I explained that part, what it means by mind is facing within. Do you remember? No, I didn't have a time. Okay, find some time, go through the last lesson. One guy told me, why don't you understand? I'm so busy. Yes, I know you are so busy. So just check that. You should not be busy now. Because I'm busy throughout the day for years and the weeks, I will remain busy even during the practice of meditation. So if I do not understand, that is where the problem comes. So you are aware, you are comfortable. You understand being comfortable. Last time we covered that. With reference to the 5 sheaths. These 5 sheaths is working and I'm none of them. That is the beauty. So 5 sheaths working together is a manifestation of the knowledge. I'm removing the ignorance. Entire journey of the Eastern wisdom says one, know thyself. You are ignorant. That's why I'm repeating again, Vidya dadati vinayam. Knowledge, humility. Humility, qualification. Qualification, inner wealth. Inner wealth of what? Inner wealth of awareness, of knowledge. Who am I? That leads to a happy life, permanent peace and happiness. So 5 sheaths, we have covered that. And now we will continue with an active step. The moment any activity, karma is done, the dominant sheath out of the 5 is the energy sheath. But if we are not aware of the other 4, we miss it. So that is why I started giving the practice. You look inside the heart, in the space, and start reciting mentally, Om Shanti, Om Shanti, gently. Om Shanti, little pause, Om Shanti, little pause. Body is already in the state of comfort and steadiness. And now is the time to start breathing quick and short and gentle breath. So if the mind is obsessed, mind will create like and dislike. Then after a minute, the mind will say, no, I cannot do it. Oh, there lies a problem. So you are attached to any one or more than one sheath. So just continue gently. Continue quick, short, gentle breathing. Body remains steady. The mind is gently dropping Om Shanti. So you have already separated the three sheaths. You are intensifying your awareness. You are aware of these 5 sheaths. So the intellect cannot be seen. Intellect made a decision. Desire is already there. Continue, and all are done by the 5 gods. 5 God is helping. We should be humble. Continue, quick, short, gentle breath. Body remains steady. If you say the body, keep the body steady, is also doing something. And also, Om Shanti. And the intellect is looking that the mind is implementing on the decision. I told you that if we can do 60, 80 or 100 breaths a minute, that would be better. I'm adding the Hatha Yoga and the Tantra Yoga step here. Not required, but if we do it, better. But not doing by force, that the mind creates a conflict. Not allowed. And stop it. Start doing the nyasa of which you are familiar. A deep silence, slow breath, moving the mind with the deep silence, slow breath inside the right arm, from the shoulder to the fingertips, and singing mentally Om Shanti. And while breathing out from the fingers to the shoulder, in the space Om Shanti. All five sheaths are present. Why I said so? Manifestation of knowledge. But we always remember that it is false. It is not the real self. We need only that awareness. Then what? Then this mind is not entangled by these five sheaths, causing ignorance, results into suffering. Yeah, I got it. Very good. Continue. Now inside the left arm, just see everything is happening smoothly. You discover as if in the nyasa there is a transition from the effort to effortlessness. So in the state of effortlessness, that subtle ego drops. Because when the mind says it is happening, I'm not doing anything. Another point. Shanti. Your awareness and attention on the breath and the space and the Om Shanti will make you effortless in following and doing this step. You no longer remain the doer. And now inside the right leg. Shanti. We're doing the practice with reference to the 5 sheaths. And now inside the left leg. Only change the position and you see that Om Shanti, deep silence, slow breath in the space continues. That helps the mind to live continuously within and transition from the physical to subtle. And Now inside the spine from the crown of the head to the toes, or to the spine, tailbone, and from the tailbone to the crown of the head. Yes, we can do that also. But it's better, crown of the head to the tailbone, from the tailbone to the crown of the head. We are continuing with this practice until we bring an end to this 5 sheath. We'll go to, we are none of these 3 states. Then we will, and I'm already changing the practice in every session. Shanti. You may feel a very intense sensation in the body, a sense of total motionless state, and as if you are absorbed deeper within, you have transcended the physical world outside that results into kind of a dreaming or a vision. So that vision, we'll talk about that. Continue. And now leave that step also, and you're looking inside the heart in the space, then the triangle, moving the mind on a triangle either clockwise or anti-clockwise. With that awareness of the knowledge and the desire and the action. And then move the mind at the center of a triangle, singing Om. Very deep inside in the cave of your heart. And then you see, as if the mind seems to stop. Shanti. And that is all. If the mind doesn't want to return, be there. Don't bring it. Don't force it. No, let me do it second time. But only if the thought returns, then you superimpose again. Shanti. Only once. When the mind seems to stop, Shanti, total absorption is there. Your mind says, oh, I'm totally away from the physical and the mental. And now leave this step also. You're almost in a state of doing nothing. So in that state of doing nothing, recognize, be aware of these 5 sheaths, so that we can be aware of these 5 sheaths 24/7. No tag of I-ness, ego is attached, and it gives another experience of deepening of the meditation. Body is a part of the physical body. The outermost sheath is a part of the physical universe. You are aware, you sense it. Breathing, that is one of many manifestations of the energy. It is this energy holding the physical sheath. Otherwise, you cannot sit in that motionless state for so many minutes. But the intellect has taken a decision, the mind has desire to succeed. They are subtle elements, but we should be aware. And we still feel that duality, that is the part of the ignorance. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Shanti. Shanti, Shanti. Bring your awareness on the right hand, your awareness on the left hand. Lift your both the palms, place it on your eyes. Open the eyes inside. Know your experiences and bring the hands down. Are you Anastasia?
Thank you. I'm sorry, it's hard to go back.
Very good.
Speak first. Usually I have a lot of time to come back. I was feeling so far away at the same time and so close to my body. It was like Schrodinger's cat, if I'm pronouncing it correctly, at the same time alive and not, like presented and not sure what is. It was so deep and strange feeling, like I am presented and I'm not at the same time.
Yes, Anastasia, that's a beautiful experience. In ignorance, we feel we are not only the body, but we are very close to the body. But in wisdom, we find we are too far. It has nothing to do with us. I could see your experience. That's why the teacher is required, because we enter into unusual, I won't say abnormal. These are normal experiences, which we are not aware. How are you, Stephen and Sam?
Good, thank you. My experience was nothingness. it was just being part of a very vast space.
Yes.
That I could definitely feel a separation of myself and that space. And the interesting piece to me that was different than anything else I've experienced is that, we usually talk about the darkness of the space, but the space to me just kept getting brighter and brighter.
That's very good. Just ask the mind, what would happen if I experienced that I am the real self, which is all pervading, which is present everywhere. So in the beginning, we experience the infinite space all around. It breaks the notion of limitedness. So that is good. How are you, Sam?
I'm good. So I've been doing a lot of the non-practice meditation over the weekend, and so this was represented an interesting challenge with the breathing. I was like, I'm so deep. Why? Oh, right arm, now right leg. Okay. But very peaceful, very deep, very absorbed.
Very good. Yes, you are definitely a seeker. Yeah, one has to commit to it. Yes. Beautiful. How are you, Rakesh?
Thank you, sir. While I was doing Nyasa and you told to make it effortless, the moment I started watching it, the activities of Nyasa, it became effortless. But at the same time, my deep breathing stops to a shallow breathing.
Okay.
So the moment I start doing it deep breathing, then again it was effort. So if I remove the effort, then it is not deep breathing.
Yes, yes, yes. The mind triggers from the past impression, returns to the shallow breathing, and the deep breathing, we make an effort for the time and it becomes an effortless. Yeah, that indicates again a deeper state. Beautiful. How are you, Brandy? You have to unmute. You have unmuted and I don't hear you. Yes, 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 you can. Meantime, Terry, if you can come back. In the meantime, the Brandy is playing with.
I was following along all through the first part of the time when what you were speaking about, but then when I started to do the fast breathing, it made my uncontrollable movements begin so strong. It was almost like a violent, the way it pulls me.
Yeah.
Back and forth, and I thought about the fact that you said not to force it.
Yeah.
And I felt like I was having to do battle with it, and I didn't think that was the right
thing to do.
So I thought about I asked myself, who is doing this to my
Yeah, that is also right
what do you
approach.
say? The body is inert. Okay, this is my inert matter. Who is doing this to it? Because I know that the part that is the intellect taking a decision, the intellect is not taking a decision to do that. In normal conversational terms, it sounds to me, it seems to me like it's not me doing it.
Yes.
So I just kept thinking, who is doing this? Because if my mind is doing it, I don't think so. And
Yes.
that's not what I think is happening. I don't know if my mind is doing it. But then we started the nyasa.
Yes.
And I couldn't do that either. Everything was drawing me too much back into the body. So I just saw the space. I just said I said, okay, the space. I had no problem seeing the space as being everywhere, whether my eyes were open or shut. It is space. Okay, my eyes are open. I see the room. The space is in the air. The space is in the wall. Spaces in the lamp, everything.
Yeah.
Me, the computer. So I just kept my thought on that, and I just thought, well, I can't do the exercise because it's making me too much. It makes this thing get so violent that I thought it was doing me harm, so I just kept it on a mental level, and then I just had the idea of, I just thought if you took a drawing of yourself,
Yeah.
like on the computer, you can change it easily to just the outline, as if you had an outline of the body, and then I saw the outline just get up out of this, and just walk out into the other room.
She is always contemplating in detail. Look at the sound.
Yeah, I was just thinking all that stuff. And then I said, okay. I wasn't trying to think it, but I was just thinking it. And then I thought, well, okay, then the outline turned into a string. And I just untied it.
Let me summarize, Terry. So I have a body sensation movement. That is purely the physical sheath. And so physical sheath is moving without the order or the decision of the intellect. It means this energy is being distracted, energy going to the body, coming from some other source. It is not coming from the mind, not by the intellect as a decision. So the fifth sheath is left. That is what we say is the storehouse of all the impressions. And those impressions are very active on a given day. On the other day, you totally absorb into meditative state with total motionless state. So that if we remove those impressions by regular practice, plus contemplation and reflection that you are doing, then we will live peacefully. Then this problem, I am using another phrase for you to think. No resistance to any of your problem. Make your problem your friend. So the mind will drop the resistance. Mind will not withdraw the past impression. And you are free. How are you, Brandy? Brandy, you see that? I was just talking about no space, no sound. So here, no. The computer says I will not allow you to speak. Are you, Samir? So,
Sir, before when I used to do meditation, then I used to feel sleepy while doing meditation. Now if I am feeling sleepy and I start doing meditation, then I am more aware and more fresh. Before meditation, I was feeling little sleepy, but now after doing meditation, I am more fresh, more aware.
more aware,
My eyes are
yes.
more.
Very good. So whenever you feel sleepy, do the practice, become more aware. That's another way to put it. That's really good. Good way to put it. How are you, Ashok?
Good, sir. Peaceful and calm.
Peaceful and calm. Brandy cannot speak, but she wrote, I'm good, thanks. No, she can speak, but you already know. I applied the lesson to the 5 sheet. So that is all for today. We will meet again next time.
Namaste, sir.
Namaste, namaste.